Hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic. 'Tis the day of new comics, hence a Wednesday video yet again. And it was a big week for me anyway, 11 books on my pull list. However, I was suckered into getting another issue, which I don't really think I needed, but I was clearly feeling weak at the time, so it's there. Plus, I bought 2 trades, which I'll show you in a second. I think that will be of interest to some of you out there, so I'll show them off now. Before I get into those, video went up on Sunday, my comic book reviews of the comics I picked up the previous week. Thank you to everyone who watched that. It's a long one, so I didn't expect everyone to watch it all in one go, and so if you've not yet watched all of it, get back there. Love all the comments that have been going on. This is your last week to get in your questions for my 7-year YouTube anniversary. Any pop culture, comic book related questions that aren't your top 5, top 10 type of questions. Mr. Jared Osborne has already put one in, and that is the only one I'm doing, so anybody else, I will ignore them. I've warned you all enough times. But yes, I will cut off the questions for this Friday, which will give me a chance to think about my answers and then do a video and hopefully have it, if not by the end of this month, certainly by the beginning of May. What else? Oh, we've got 2 new subscribers joined my channel over the last 7 days. If you subscribe to my channel in the next 7 days, you also will get a shout out in next week's video. And if you have a regular video upload to your channel, I'll put a link to it in the description bar below and point people in your own direction, and hopefully you'll get some more subs from it. The 2 people that subscribed to my channel this week just gone was Maxim Karpovitz, I hope I pronounced that right, and Callie Wario. Thank you very much, you 2, for joining my channel, and I hope enjoying what I'm putting out. Don't forget to say hello in the comments section and let me know how you found me and a little bit about yourself. Why you pick up comics? What are you picking up? Always happy to hear a comic book story. Right. So I'll start with the 2 trades that I picked up. As I said, I think this will be of interest more to the people who like the European art scene. These are 2 trades from the Humanoids line, and these were half price, which is why I bought them, and they only cost me £8 each, so I was very happy about that. But we have this, the Hoard, from Igor Baranko, who's a Ukrainian writer. He's done a lot for heavy metal, does a lot of graphic novels in that. The blurb on the back is politics, mysticism and a reincarnation. But there are just some great looking European art in here that you would certainly see in a heavy metal type of comic book. So really looking forward to that one. And also from Christian Bilal, who is a Yugoslavian artist and writer who moved to Paris, joined the whole European art scene. This is Townscapes, which is a collection of 3 of his works. The Cruise of Lost Souls, Ship of Stone and The Town That Didn't Exist. But again, more really weird and wacky European style art there, and hopefully the stories will be just as great, and I'll really enjoy those, but great bargain nonetheless. Moving on to the actual comic books, all 12 of them now, kicking off with Valiant's EXO Man of War. Issue 2 came out of Soldier. I made the first issue pick of the week, which surprised even me because I don't really know a lot about EXO Man of War. I've never read it before, but I think this is a very good jumping on point. Written by Matt Kint, who did Mind Management and is currently doing Department H over at Dark Horse. But the real thrill in this book is the art by Thomas Giorello and the colours by Diego Rodriguez. I mean, the very first as you open the book, 2-page splash there, it just looks gorgeous. And as I say, you don't really need to know a lot. It's a good jumping on point. I was not lost. I could understand the character, the motivations, pretty much what was going out on anywhere else. And fortunately I had Jared Osborne to fill me in on some gaps that I didn't know, but there's always Google. From Dark Horse Comics, Colin Bunn is writing Conan the Barbarian at the moment and doing a great job on my favourite big muscled barbarian axe sword wielding hero of time gone by. I really love Conan as a comic book. I'm currently reading through the 25 issue series of Conan the Cimmerian, which is fantastic. Got some great Richard Corbin art in that, but Sergio Davila on this is doing a bang up job on here and really keeping in the vein of previous runs. Love this book. This week there are a lot of comic books that have returned after being on hiatus. Couple I'm very thrilled to find back on my pull list. One I'm like, oh, okay, let's see if what's happened and how the story has progressed within its hiatus. Unfortunately, that comes from Aftershock Black Eyed Kids issue number 12, which I've struggled with over the last few issues purely because of the momentum of the book. We've got this great setup, this great concept, kind of Village of the Damned type story with all these kind of black-eyed kids knocking around, kind of very vampiric in nature. But I don't know what's really going on, what's the focus of this story. There's lots of talking in it, but not a great deal of action. The mood, the colouring, the art style is very good. I just need the story to be much, much stronger by Joe Pruitt. The only Marvel book I picked up this week was X-Men Blue, another Colin Bunn pen title. I've decided of the two that are already out of the team book, X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold, I decided I'm going to be picking up X-Men Blue purely because I feel that the concept of this book is going to be a lot more interesting. Your X-Men Gold, it's like, you know, your traditional team, it's super high heroics and all that. But the concept of this is much more interesting to me in that we have all our original X-team as teenagers plucked from the past, brought into the future by Hank McCoy. But this time, instead of being led by Charles Xavier, they're being led by Magneto. So it's going to be interesting to see the way Magneto leads the team, pushing his agenda, I guess. And is he going to pick up kind of bad habits from his past? So I like that kind of element to this story, and hopefully Colin Bunn will bring more of that out, and that's his idea for doing this book. So, and Molina on artwork, I like his style, his comic book cartoony style, so this should be a winner for me. Moving on to DC, and we'll go first with that book that I didn't have any plans to pick up, but because I was picking up another book that was on my pull list anyway, he kind of went, you should probably read this before you read that. So it's Batman issue 21, part 1 of this, I guess it's a mini-series event type thing called The Button, which is drawing in kind of stuff from, yes, The Watchmen, also from Flashpoint, and how it affects our new DC Rebirth universe. I've heard rumbles about this book on Twitter, but not a great deal. I'll obviously make my own mind up what I think about this. I don't know if I have to read this to then enjoy Flash. Issue number 21, part 2 of The Button. This I would have been picking up anyway because it's on my pull list. We'll see how it all fits in with Batman and Flash together. As I said, I haven't read Batman yet, so I don't know the whole premise of this apart from the fact were talking about that badge, the smiley button badge with the blood stain over it. So we'll see. It's a Wonder Woman week. Comes out twice a week, so this is issue 21, getting closer to the end of Greg Rucka's run. The Truth, that's the one that's set in the present day. I always have to try and remember. We finally got Wonder Woman out of the mental institution that she put herself in after having her breakdown, and we'll see where the story and what truths lie ahead. And we'll see how Greg Rucka wraps up his run on this book. But again, great book, really enjoying Wonder Woman. Having a lovely, wonderful, nostalgic time with the Kamandi challenge. I've said in previous videos when this has come up that the stories as self-contained entities are really, really good, and I really enjoy them and find them very entertaining. However, I don't think reading this as a whole, say in trade, I don't think it particularly is going to work. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, each issue is written and drawn by a different team, and they apparently take on the cliffhanger of the previous writer and do what they want to do in the next issue, rather than a single writer writing the story and doing exactly what they want throughout. So the people who wrote the very first issue might have seen this book going a completely different direction, but we have a different writer with a different mindset, with a different concepts that they want to delve into. And it's an interesting experiment that may not work as well as I think they would have hoped to. But as I said, as single issues, they're really fun, very entertaining, like the new writer's thoughts and the artist's takes on all the characters. So this time we have Tinian the Fourth writing, and we have Carlos Danda as the artist, and Gabe L. Diab, we'll go with that, as the colorist. So again, another style, another tone of book, but it's Kamandi, we love it. We are saying goodbye to one title this week, and it's Gail Simone's Clean Room. Very sad to see this go. Really kind of loved the dark, kind of very unhinged look at a kind of cult worshipping team, and demons trying to take over the world, and the kind of grey areas of who is right and who is wrong, coupled with the great art. I mean, we've got a different artist on here this week, Walter Giovanni, but the art in this, the kind of horrific, violent nature, the very the horror-based side of comics, very psychological horror at times, but still very visual as well. But this is the last issue. Let's see how Gail Simone wraps this all up. There's been tentatives that there's going to be another volume, but I don't think there will, unfortunately. Let's finish with the last three. They are all image books. Two that I'm so happy to see again. I feel like it's been forever since we saw Kill or Be Killed, but probably only maybe a month missed out. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips and Elizabeth Breitweiser finally doing a book that's set very much in the present day about our vigilante who may or may not be mentally unhinged himself. Hearing these voices, seeing this kind of demon telling him to go out and kill people, to live himself, otherwise he dies. But is this actually all in his head? We've had the introduction of a new character within a detective who's starting to link things together and probably make our main character Dylan's life just that little bit harder. But great stuff. When this team get together, you know you're going to get a good book. Now this, I believe, hasn't been out all year yet, but I'm so happy to see Jonathan Hickman's Black Monday Murders back. This has been a fantastic book, and if you haven't seen or read this yet, I would wholeheartedly ask you to go and find the single issues. I don't know if the first 4 issues have been collected yet. This does feel, I've got to say, slightly thinner than normal, but the price has come down because it did used to be $4.99, so it's now $3.99. So I think that the pages have been reduced somewhat. But for those of you who don't know about the premise of this book, it's all around the kind of American, well, worldwide as well as international money market, and how the crashes always seem to happen at a certain time of the year, and he's kind of linked it in with this dark cabal that's to do with dark magic and spells and that kind of thing. And there's all these families as well that are vying for position within this dark cabal, and it's just a really great storyline that is kind of based a lot on actual fact and events, but given this occult supernatural feel to it. So I'm very much looking forward to getting back into Black Monday Murders. Moving on to more darkness, but with a big splash of humour, it's David Lapham's Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses. We're up to issue 23. And David Lapham can keep going with this. It's been such a fun riot. There's been some dark times in this, like the tone. I'm not saying it's been bad in any way, because I've enjoyed this from the very beginning. And with all the digressions that Lapham takes, I don't mind. It's fun, it's entertaining. You never know where it's going to go from issue to issue. And long may it go on. He can go on for as long as he wants. They are all my books for this week. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you picked up this week, and I will hopefully see you on Sunday with a review video. As I said, it is bank holiday, and I might be doing stuff, so it might be up a little later than usual, but it will be up. I promise. Until next time, I hope you enjoy your comics that you picked up this week. Bye bye.